works all over the world and I just follow him.
Min far han arbeider over hele verden, jeg bare følger med.
That's crazy.
Fantastisk.
And another lady asked me what I do.
En annen kvinne spurte meg, hva holder du på med?
And I said, I'm an author.
Jeg sa, jeg er forfatter.
And she said, oh, that's amazing.
Ja, forbløffende.
But what she didn't know
Men det hun ikke visste.
is the only thing I'd ever written was an email. I'm an author of an email. So we're all authors, right? Someone else, I told them I'm an investor. I had $10 in the bank. So it makes me an investor. So I just like to come up with different creative titles to get them talking. One man I said, I'm a healer. Well, I actually told him that because he told me he was. He said, I'm a healer. And I'm like, really? That's awesome. We're in the same industry. And he goes, really? I said, what sort of healing do you do? Now, this wasn't very honorable. I've grown a little bit since then. And he said, I make up potions out of herbs. And I give the potions to the people that are dying of cancer. And it makes them comfortable so they can die in peace.
Og så gir det dem lindring sånn at de kan dø I fred.
And I said, that doesn't sound like a healer to me. I said, it sounds like you're killing them. And he goes, well, what do you do? I said, I'm a healer too. And he goes, what sort? And I said, I take the ones that you write off for death. And I put my hands on them. And I say, cancer, get out! He got up from his seat immediately. I saw him walk into the bathroom. And I saw him come out. And he never came back and sat next to me. He sat somewhere else. But there's another man on a flight. And I asked him what he did, and he told me all about his life. But he never asked me what I did. Rude man. So I just waited patiently. And finally I said, hey, I got to go to the bathroom. Can you get out of the way? And he goes, I need to go too, so we'll go up together. You can hardly fit one person in the airline. So we went up to the bathroom door together. And we're standing at the door, and it was in use. And he says to me, hey, I never asked you what you did for a job. I said, I know you didn't. And I said, it was probably good. And he said, why? I said, because I'm not telling you. Why? I said, I'm not telling you what I do for a job because if I did, you wouldn't believe me anyway. And he goes, yes, I would. And he goes, tell me. I said, no. Tell me. I said, sir, you wouldn't believe me. I'm not going to tell you. We're like two kids having a fight. He says, tell me. And I said, all right, but you're not going to believe me. I said, I'm a lover. And he goes, he says, where do you work? And I said, well, I work all over the world. I said, I do it all over the world. And he looks at me and he goes, I got a question to ask. And I said, I thought you might. He said, what does that look like? Well, I said, because I fly all over the world doing it, I said, I guess it makes me an international lover. What? Tell me more. I think he wanted to be my intern. And I said to him, okay, I'll tell you what it looks like. I said, I've got a father. And my father is so in love with me that I can't help but just be a lover to those that are around me. And I said, yes. And I said, I love to love on the black people. And the white. And the red, the yellow, and the pink. And I said, I love the poor. And I said, oh man, I love the rich. And I said, and I love to find sick people. And I said, and I love to put my hands on their ears and see deaf ears open, blind eyes open, and put my hand on horrible tumors and see them dissolve. And I told him the story of how I met this really lovely Indian lady. And she had a whopper of a tumor under her arm. That was as big as a grapefruit. And I said, and I squeezed it with my hand, and I said, dissolve in Jesus' name. And I said, and it just dissolved like that in my hand. I said, I cannot help it because I've got a father who's in love with me, and that's why I'm an international lover. The door opened. And I walked into the toilet. I shut the door. I just laughed myself silly in the bathroom. And I came out. And he was there. And he walks in and I walk out. I went back to my seat. And he never came back to his. See, we're called to be lovers and partakers of his very divine nature. See, when we live over here, it's always a struggle for righteousness. But when we live over here, we are the righteousness of Christ. I spoke on that a lot this afternoon, so I don't want to spend much time on that. But over here, God demanded righteousness from man. But over here, God imparts righteousness to men through the finished works of the cross. See, the strategy